Hello, friends, and welcome to the Winding Road Podcast. This is my journal, my thoughts, my stream of consciousness. Are we taking 20 minutes a day to reflect, to gain mindfulness? That's what I'm doing here. Thanks for coming along for the ride. I was thinking about the other day of someone, which made me think of myself, because I, once upon a time, did this as well. It's whenever we're out having fun, enjoying each other's company, having a good time, no matter what it is that you're doing. And then I think, why do I need anything else on top of that to make it any better? Alcohol, drugs, weed, whatever, coffee, caffeine, whatever it might be. More so, just the things that we get addicted to that could harm us. Why, if we're having such a great time being sober, do I then feel like I need to take a hit of weed? It's like, if I'm already feeling so great and in a state of joy, happiness, I guess, because that's a momentary thing, joy is everlasting. But if I'm in such a moment of happiness, and I think the reason that I always say joy now is because that's what I've really tried to work on and really try to obtain, so it's a constant state of, it's not happiness, but it's everlasting. It's just a reverence for things, right? But I think that's why I say joy a lot of the times, even though I might mean, because I'm talking about a specific moment, I might actually mean happiness, but it's all interrelated and intertwined, obviously. But whenever we're in those moments of being happy, having a good time, and then I think, okay, well, then say you're drinking or whatever, and I just watch someone that I know, that does that, and I used to do the same doggone thing, man, and it's like, is it just social pressure of it? For this person, no. Not being, they would do it regardless. If anybody else around them was doing it, yes, because they may have a quote-unquote problem with it, but I understand it, and I don't judge them, and I don't judge anyone who might be going through that, as we all know if you've been with us here long enough on the Winding Road Podcast. But I see him chase it, keep chasing it, man. It's the chase of thinking there's going to be an even better level, rather than being content and happy and having that joy. It is all about obtaining joy, once again, through the things that we do, through our actions, through the way we live, and getting over some of those addiction things. And it's not always easy, but whenever you're in the middle of them, and I saw it then, I'm like, why do I need another beer? Whenever I was back drinking, why do I need another beer? And I just thought of it now, a little while ago. It's like, I feel so great. Why am I about to take a hit of weed, And I don't know. How do we figure that out, guys? How do we figure out why we need that next drink? Why we need whatever it is that we need to think that we can go even deeper? It's probably because we haven't found that inner joy, that inner peace that we're looking for. Once that's obtained, then it's obviously going to be a lot easier, not to, even if you are out having a couple of drinks, it's going to be easier not to have another one. And just we get caught up in that chase of thinking we're going to be able to feel even better, when in reality there's a peak, man. There's a point there where you don't realize you're at the top of whatever it is, whatever buzz you got going on. Like, it feels good, so just accept that it feels good and don't go farther in But obviously then we talk about tolerance to whatever it is that you're doing. So you do so much and so much and so much of it that you build up a tolerance for it. So how do you then cut back on the tolerance? So therefore, whenever you will be satisfied with just 2 or 3 or moderation, obviously, that is the key. So take a day off, take a couple days off, take 3 or 4 days off. That goes back to willpower. And how do we gain that? And we've explored that in depth on some of the other episodes. But if you're able to gain a little willpower, then it's just about creating better habits, cutting back, and then realizing how great you feel. And when you're no longer dealing with 2-day hangovers, like I was, and not getting anything done, not working towards anything that I wanted to try to accomplish and achieve. Yes, I was having a great time. Yes, we have great times when we do these things, but it's being unable to see the bad side, the downside, the dark side of those things when we get lost in it. And then, then this is like, then the regret comes. And then how do you deal with that? You definitely gotta go change your habits and try to do different things. Definitely go work out, man. Go for a run, go for a walk. It doesn't matter really, honestly, what you do in nature, but that's the key. I really think that's the big key. I always talk about being a key for me, maybe a different key for you, but I think it's a great key for all of us. And one of the biggest keys in life. And a little stormy on the winding road, had a little lightning, just a small, tiny flicker over and out of the right side of the cars, above the trees. We'll see if we see any more. But I think, today I'm just getting on here to challenge you to have a little bit of mindfulness, whenever you might be doing something that that you'll regret later, that feels really good in that moment, just the fleshly pleasures, whatever it might be, to think, okay, well, I feel really good right now, so why do I need to go to that next level? And maybe you don't even have to answer the question of why. It's just realizing that you are doing that you think that something better is going to come when you know that it won't. So if you're able to realize that in the moment, that you're at the peak of the buzz of whatever it is that you're doing, and you can just stop and chill. But then obviously that's where the addiction part comes in, because we just want more and more and more. And like I said, it's the chase. There's another name they call that. But it's, I don't know, it's very interesting. It's interesting to ponder upon and think about. And whenever you see it, because you've been there and you see someone else doing the same thing, and then how do you help them? And, I think it's just, hopefully, if you try to build a relationship first where they can trust you, and then you're able to talk about that things, and you're able to say, dude, I'm not judging you at all, man. And it is being able to relate. But if we can't relate because we've never done any of those things, then we have to, I think, relate by, acknowledging the fact that you are not alone. You're not the only one that deals with it, even if I might not have went through it. Like I said, if we can relate, that can help a lot. Figuring out a way to relate to whatever it is they're going through by paralleling it to something else that they might be able to think, okay, that might make sense to them, and that's similar. And then the mindset of what you were able to do to get past that might be able to help somebody. But it just always comes from a place of love, And I have such a great relationship with this other person that they already know, they're aware, they're trying to be better. And so that's great. So I've been able to try to help them by just entering it with a non-judgmental mind. And I'll take the flip side of that, and something else that somebody said to me, saying along the same parallel, maybe moving away from addiction, but just as far as relating to somebody, you know, like somebody said that they hadn't been feeling well, so though they're depressed, and the other person was saying that to me, and I'm like, and they were like, you know, basically saying, you know, put on your big boy or girl pants, like, and I get that, like sometimes that can be helpful, for sure. Again, it all goes back to the dynamics of the relationship, but that can be helpful because sometimes you do need a good kick in the butt, a good push in the right direction by being a little stern, not harsh, but stern with it by saying, come on, you're better than that. You can get out of that. You can deal with that. But what they said was, oh, come on, just get over it, you know? Like that's not really something I don't think you really would want to say to people that might be going through depressions or whatever, any kind of struggle. To me, I don't feel like that would be very helpful to say. So whenever that person said that to me, I immediately kept attacking with love. I'm not attacking, but kept just being, and my words were doing the action of moving out with love. So I said, well, I get that way whenever I get sick, like I start, you know, because then I'm not doing as much as I feel like I could be doing. And so, yeah, you can get a little depressed or a little sad, obviously, whenever you're sick, for sure. You know, but I've realized, and I'm able to deal with that because I'm aware of it. It just goes back to being aware, man. I'm aware, okay, well, I don't really feel good. I'm not getting a lot done. So why am I sad? Why am I a little depressed or whatnot? Could be a whole bunch of different things, but I think by realizing it, well, I need to let my body rest and heal and relax, and I know that I can't do those other things at the time, those things that make me happy, that bring me joy, but that's okay in that moment because I have to take care of my body. And if my body would tell me I need rest, you know, to try to recuperate and to try to get healthier, then I'm going to listen to my body because I'm in my body. Yes, those other things, the outward things, can lead to an inner state of where you're not feeling good. But I'm just talking about normal sickness. And so, yeah, that happens to me. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't do those other things right now, but I'm going to listen to what my body is telling me, and eventually, you know, I'm going to do the right thing so that I can get healthy. So then I'm already working back towards my goal of just being able to do my goal. So I am aware that I'm doing the right thing in that moment, so then I'm not depressed by the fact that I'm not able to do things right now. I'm in reverence for the fact and am thankful that I, you know, thank God, knock on wood, sickness doesn't come, you know, very often. So it's like, okay, cool. Well, I'm thankful for, and even if it does come a lot, still it's realizing and being thankful for the times that you are healthy. It's just like a storm that's coming in right now. Looks like it's going to rain on me right now. Like, I don't necessarily want to drive through it, but I'm like, okay, I appreciate when it's sunny, and I think about when it's sunny because it's raining right now. I think about when it's sunny, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, this rain's kind of cool. Even though it sucks, a lot of people don't like it. You know, you're going to get wet, but as long as it ain't lightning, I'm the guy that's going to walk slow in the rain, man. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to let it hit me. As long as I'm not getting soaked and I have to get in my car to then get my seat wet, I'm going to walk slow. I'm going to walk slow to my car. I'm going to walk through the woods in the rain without an umbrella and feel every little drop hit my skin and have reverence for that because of everything that I just said. Lead with love, man. Lead with love. It goes back to just trying to have those phrases in your head, building up those phrases, man. Lead with love. And if you can keep that in mind the next time something starts to bother you or is of the negative, no matter what it is, or somebody says something you don't like, yada, yada, yeah. The click, it's a frame in the mind. It's a click. It's training your mind to click to say, lead with love. And then you're able to do it, and you're like, holy fucking shit, this is awesome, and I'm being a really darn good person. But then you don't get caught up in the fact that you are good. You just get caught up in the fact that you're living your life naturally, and you're gaining knowledge, and you're understanding every little bit and piece of your existence. And it's like a big giant puzzle, guys, and throughout our whole lives, like I talk about the candles, another metaphor, it's a puzzle, man, and every day I'm finding the pieces of the puzzle to put together. It's because I've laid them all out. I've turned them all up, facing the right way, so I'm able to see the different little pieces that make up a beautiful picture of a lake with the trees surrounding it, of the ocean, of the waves crashing in, of the snow on the mountain. No matter what it is that's in that picture, the representation of the picture of our lives. So we're able to flip those pieces around through everything that we talk about on the Winding Road podcast, and then we start to put them together, and before too long you start to see that beautiful picture that your life is creating. You may think that you have the stroke, you got the brush, you're the one doing it. Yes, you are, but your life is the picture. And you're being a doer and not a beer. And having reverence and having appreciation for the more, universe, God, whatever. It's just thankfulness and reverence to anything and all things. That's what the Winding Road's all about, getting stormy. Winds are blowing. And there's the first raindrop. Oh, so beautiful on my window. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw a cardinal shoot down in front of my lights. And off he went to the right. There's a leaf falling to the left on the road, and more falling now with it, being blown off the trees by the wind. Do not worry about your sins. Focus on everything that you are doing that is good. It is all by the fire, by the wood. I'm me, you're you. Love, inspire, unite. God bless.